Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It's Tuesday, February 10th, 2026.
It is.
And, looking at the calendar, it feels like we've jumped forward a decade in the last year or so.
Oh, absolutely. The pace of change is just staggering.
So if you've been feeling like the ground is shifting under your feet with all this tech news, you are definitely not alone. We are looking at a huge stack of reports today. Everything from the new DTCC risk barometer to some really dense technical papers. And they all paint a pretty wild picture of where we are.
It really is a distinct moment. I mean, if you just think back to 2025, that was the year of the co-pilot.
Right, the helpful assistant.
Yeah, having that little sidebar open, chatting with a bot, asking it to summarize an email, it was passive. But looking at these sources, 2026, this has been officially dubbed the year of the agent.
I see that headline everywhere, the year of the agent.
Yeah.
But I want to be careful here. I mean, are we just falling for marketing hype?
That's a fair question.
Is there a real functional difference between the chatbot I was using 6 months ago and this agentic AI that everyone's talking about? Because it still kind of looks like I'm just typing into a box.
And that is the million-dollar question. But the answer, based on these technical breakdowns, is a definitive yes. It all boils down to one word: intent.
Intent.
A chatbot waits. It's passive. It's like a really smart intern sitting in the corner until you ask them a specific question.
Okay.
But an agent has a job to do. It has goals. It connects to data. It executes these multi-step tasks. And crucially, it makes decisions without you holding its hand every step of the way.
So instead of me asking the bot to, say, write an email, an agent might just notice I haven't emailed someone and do it for me.
Exactly. Or, and this is an example from the Digital Bricks report, imagine a supply chain agent. It's not just answering questions about your inventory.
It's proactive.
It's monitoring it. When stock gets low, it decides to reorder. It goes out, compares prices from different suppliers, initiates the shipment. It's operating with an autonomy that we just didn't see in that co-pilot era.
That actually brings me to something in the source material that I found. Well, genuinely bizarre.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
We're seeing updates to HR software, the stuff for payroll and benefits, that now have management modules for AI agents.
The digital colleague.
It sounds like a joke from a sci-fi movie. But the report literally shows org charts where you have, Bob from accounting, Sarah from marketing, and right next to them, AI research agent RO1. Are we really treating software like employees?
We have to. I mean, think about it from a management perspective. If you have a piece of software that is responsible for ordering raw materials, you can't just set it and forget it.
You need accountability.
You need to know if it's working. Is it meeting its KPIs? Is it, hallucinating? Is it slacking off?
Wait, slacking off? Can an AI slack off?
In a way, yeah. If it gets stuck in a loop or its error rate suddenly spikes, that's a performance issue. So these platforms are treating agents as actual entities with roles in performance reviews.
Okay, but this is where I get a little skeptical.
Sure.
Because I use these tools, they're impressive, but they still make things up. They still get confused. If I hire a human, I can generally trust them to get from point A to point B. Can we say the same for these agents?
That is the big if. And there's a fascinating concept in the Autonomous Profit Mechanisms report about this. It's called the reliability calculus.
Ah, I saw that. It's basically a reality check, isn't it?
It's a huge reality check for anyone thinking they can just automate their entire company tomorrow.
The math in there looked punishing.
It is brutal. Let's break it down. Say you have a really good AI model. It's 95% accurate.
Which is an A in school. I'd be thrilled with an employee who's right 95% of the time.
You'd give them a raise, right?
Immediately.
But agents work in chains. They perform workflows. So a task might have 10 steps: open an email, read a PDF, extract the data, check a database, and so on.
Okay.
If the agent is 95% accurate at step 1 and 95% accurate at step 2, you have to multiply those probabilities.
Oh, I see where this is going. It's not addition.
It's not. By the time you get to step 10, your success rate for the entire process isn't 95%, it's around 60%.
Wow. So nearly half the time it just fails to do the job correctly.
Exactly. And a coin flip is not a business strategy. That's why the big shift in 2026 isn't just about smarter models. It's about better architecture.
So moving away from just hoping it works.
Right, away from that black box execution. They're
Right.
building modular systems with observability.
And observability means
What?
supervision?
Sort of. It means the agent is programmed to know when it's unsure. So instead of just guessing and messing up the whole workflow, it pauses. It raises a flag.
Like, hey, human, I need help.
A human, I'm only 40% confident on this next step. Can you take a look? It's a system that knows when to ask for help.
Which brings us to the how. How are people building these? I saw names in the reports like LangGraph and Crew.ai. Are these just new apps?
They're frameworks. Think of them like the skeleton that holds all the AI muscle together. LangGraph has really become the standard for those complex, stateful workflows we were just talking about.
Stateful meaning it remembers where it is.
Exactly. If an agent is handling a customer refund that takes 3 days, LangGraph gives it the state, the memory, to know where it left off.
And Crew.ai, that name sounds like it's from a heist movie.
It's actually a perfect name. It's all about assembling a team. The old way was to ask one giant AI model to do everything.
Right. Research this, write a report, and make it look pretty.
And that's hard. It's like asking one person to be the CEO, the janitor, and the accountant.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Precisely. Crew.ai lets you create distinct agents. You'll spin up a researcher agent that just scrapes the web. Then you create a critic agent whose only job is to check the researcher's facts for errors.
So you literally have AI debating other AI.
Yes. The researcher says, I found this, and the critic says, that looks like a hallucination, check again. By splitting up the roles, you drive that 60% success rate way, way up.
But for any of this to work, the workflows, the teams, the sources keep hammering on one thing: memory.
Memory is everything. It's the difference between a chatbot and a colleague. A chatbot has amnesia. You close the window and it forgets you ever existed.
But an agent has to remember context for weeks or months.
Right, and it's not just a bigger hard drive, it's infrastructure.
Right.
The reports point to tools like Apache Kafka acting as a sort of nervous system for real-time data.
And for long-term memory.
Databases like Apache Cassandra or PostgreSQL, that's what allows an agent to recall, oh, right, 3 weeks ago this user told me they prefer PDFs. Without that, it's just a tool, not a colleague.
Okay, so we've built the digital colleague. It has a brain, a team, a memory. But there's one more thing an employee needs to be truly useful.
They need a way to pay for things.
A corporate card. And this is where things get really mind-bending. Bots with budgets.
This is the hidden revolution.
I have to be honest, the idea of giving an autonomous software agent access to a bank account, it sounds terrifying.
I get it.
I get nervous lending my credit card to my actual family. Why on earth are companies doing this?
Because if an agent can't pay, it's not really autonomous, is it? If that supply chain bot finds a great deal on materials but has to email a human for permission,
you lose the whole speed advantage. The deal's gone.
the deal is gone. But they're definitely not just typing in a Visa card number.
Right, I figured. Why not?
Because credit card rails, Visa, MasterCard, they're actually terrible for machines. They're built for humans. They have all these fraud detection triggers, transaction limits, and they're slow.
So what's the alternative?
The machine-to-machine economy, or M2M. And the rails for this whole new economy, according to all the sources, are stablecoins.
Stablecoins, so cryptocurrency.
Yes, but very specifically, US dollar-backed stablecoins. Think of it as the internet's dollar. The volume here has just exploded. Over 260 billion in circulation by late 2025.
But why stablecoins? Why not just a normal digital bank transfer?
It comes down to a concept called atomic settlement.
That sounds like a weapon from a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But in finance, it just means the trade and the settlement happen at the exact same instant.
Not 2 days later, like a normal wire transfer.
Exactly. No T+2 delay. A machine's supply chain operates in milliseconds. It can't wait 2 days to know if the payment went through. With stablecoins, the moment the goods are confirmed, the money is released. It's programmable money for programmable agents.
Okay, but every time I hear crypto or stablecoins, my brain immediately goes back to those chaotic headlines from a few years ago.
Sure. The scams, the collapses.
Yeah, the trust me, bro style of banking. How did we get from that to corporate treasuries using this stuff?
That's where the Genius Act comes in.
The legislation that passed back in July 2025.
Right. The Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act. It's a mouthful.
It is.
But it was the absolute turning point. Before that act, banks and big corporations were terrified of this space. The regulatory risk was just off the charts.
So what did the Genius Act actually do to calm everyone down?
It essentially created a peace treaty between Silicon Valley and Wall Street. It laid down incredibly strict rules. If you want to issue a stablecoin in the U.S., you have to prove you have the money.
One-to-one backing.
1-to-1. With cash or short-term treasuries. No more funny business with the reserves.
And they have to prove it.
Mandatory monthly public disclosure.